Well, we do have some happy news to report tonight. Children getting an early start to autumn. As News 4's Michaela Simmons tells us, a field of pumpkins turned into a field of fun.
Chloe Lee went shopping.
Go out and buy some little pumpkins.
Not for her, but for her younger Cottonwood school classmates. And she planned games.
We play tug of war with them and do sack races.
Students excited and ecstatic to showcase their skills. A little time out from classrooms. And in October, there's not better way to do it than with a sea of orange.
It's just really fun because we get to go get pumpkins and all, and then we played tug of war, and then we had a sack race. I was on the loser side.
He on the losing side.
Teachers, not to be left out, joined in on the fun. Perhaps they don't need to give up their real jobs.
Well, I know when I come out here and help, it's great just to see them smiling and laughing and just having a good time and enjoying themselves. Still in school, but able just to have fun.
A little joy and a big field of pumpkins is a reminder that ghosts and goblins of Halloween are not far behind. In Cottonwood, Michaela Simmons, your hometown news leader.